Theater is live. It can go wrong, and then you're just standing there and it's real shit. It smells, you sweat, you work, you know, it's harder. It's harder work, but it's, you meet the audience live. That's a different thing. There's this energy thing, because we give some energy, but we also, if it works, get a lot of energy from the audience, and this that's a powerful thing when it works, and very sad when it doesn't.
Being an actor has you know, the meaning of why doing this has changed from the beginning to be watched and clapped on and, you know, get the applause or stand in the light. Now it's something completely different. Sometimes it feels like that's the only time when I actually can like be free or be myself, where I don't have to think about kindergarten for my kid. Sometimes it feels like you're off when I'm working. That's like my free space in life now. You know, theater can, when it really works, when everything comes together on the stage, it can be very addictive. Because it's like riding the perfect wave, I guess. If you were a surfer, suddenly you find that perfect wave and you chase that for the rest of your life. It feels like that. But it's hard work, you know. And throughout my career, I've never really known what I'm gonna do in a year from now, right? Compared to like my family, they were all like engineers and mathematicians and stuff like that. So.
I like it when they can't recognize me. When I've done a character and they, oh, it's you, you know, that they know me as an actor, but they couldn't see that it was me. That I like personally.
I think theater for me is, it can be so moving when it's good. It can really be touching and something that stays with you for a long, long time. And then it can be so bad that you cringe. It's meeting hard times right now because of social media and everybody is distracted very easily. And I guess a lot of people would rather have the Levi's pants than that ticket to a theater night where they really don't know if they like it or not. So I think, at least in Denmark, there's a lack of education why it is so important that we all go together, sit in a room, and like have the same experience and breathe together. And yeah, I think that's very important.
I remember I did a monologue once, and I have a brother who's dead now, who didn't like theater. He thought it was strange and boring, and he went to see a monologue I did once, and then he came. I was so big. He's a big man. So, oh. And after that, then he came and said, "Shit, I was crying half the way through." So that's something that it can touch you, even though you buy a ticket. You know it's fake. I mean, it is fake, but apparently it's also real somehow, and it has to be, because we are, of course, we are acting, but we also have to give something of ourselves to make it work.
If I were to say something to the new generation, go and have the courage to get offline just for a second and like have a version of what will gonna happen to them in real life, but played out on stage. But I would just, I hope they will find the courage to shut off their phones every now and then and look somebody else in the eye and, you know, live a bit more. They can, you know, see different ways of how you can live your life. So you don't have to do it through a camera, but how you can live your life in real time. I think that it can, like, theater can prepare yourself for the real life, which is sometimes struggling and hard. So it has some kind of therapeutic function, but without, you know, being boring, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, I'd say theatre is a bit in trouble because there's so much to do, and you see there's television and film, and so it's easier. With theatre, you have to go there and not just turn on the television. The tendency is there's more and more theatre with music and singing, musicals, and of course music is wonderful. It's a fantastic way to tell stories, and we have a lot of music here also. But it's also a little bit a pity that it has to be the show. The tendency is that there is less and less money to make theatre, so it has to be more and more simple, or it's these big shows with dancers and singing and musical stuff, and that's a little bit a pity because some of the more intellectual stuff, one could say, often doesn't get any money, or new written stuff. So I think theatre is a bit in trouble there in these times. Well, in Denmark certainly, and I'd say in Europe as a whole.
It seems like everybody wants the same. Everybody is looking for the same stories, and some of the great dramas, everybody can understand them. When we played this in China, people got a lot out of it too, and it's nearly the same thing. And then I just think I'm very puzzled why our values are so different from country to country, because we all want the same, I think. Yeah, that has puzzled me when I've traveled the world with this. Want to eat the same food actually, and see the same shows, and know the same stars, and drink the same wine, and somehow some places we have different values on family or a tradition or religion, and it keeps on puzzling me.
Some people think that it's going to die, but I think it might have a revival, because people also need this live experience. And maybe there will be a tendency, I don't know if it's quite there yet, for people to want to actually experience something live and not just turn on the television or go to the cinema. We can hope so.